I am Feel It.
And I am Fix It. And we talk about life.
And stuff and things.
With the occasional rant.
Which you will have no problem doing.
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever it is wherever you are. Hope you're having a good one.
Absolutely.
Well, we took our break.
Did that sound energetic enough? I didn't mean for it not to.
It's been a long weekend. Been a long couple of weeks.
A long couple of weeks.
But, like we said, we were going to take a little break. We took our little break, and now we're back.
Yeah.
Well, okay. We took a break from recording.
Just 1 week.
Just the one. It was definitely not a break.
No.
No. Not a break.
We filled a 6-yard dumpster, which really wasn't that big.
No, but we filled it.
But I filled it. Yeah.
We could have got some more in there. But
Probably.
It was, okay, we ran out of stuff to throw in it.
That's your answer. Moving sucks. Okay. It does. We have unfortunately moved too many times.
Way too damn many times.
I know in this discussion even that this isn't a have to. It was kind of a series of events that led to when is the right time, and values are still good, and I'm capable, and we've always wanted to get further west. That's what the original intention was. Then why don't we just do it? Because everybody and their brother apparently wants to live where we do, and houses are selling pretty quickly.
True enough.
And the realtor seems very confident that it won't be an issue, and it really wasn't an issue for our neighbors.
No,
so
it was not.
It was just, all right, let's just do it. And then, it took a warning from an officer about our parking in the street. After a year and a half of doing it, it became a problem. And then, getting a ticket, and I just said, no, we're going.
Yeah,
we're going. So.
Good times.
It's exhausting. We are planning as if it's the last one. We die in it, or we go into a home. Or one of our girls. I'm not sure.
There's going to have to be a court order at this point.
I had said one more. I'd always said one more.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't in Ionia. I did not when we moved here.
I know. But as we have told our realtor and the few we have met in the open houses we have gone to, we know what we're looking for, and we know what concessions we'll make.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is maybe, I don't know how in detail that we have shared these things, but for what I have experienced and been through, it was a real life-changing, brain-changing, okay. My parents, it's just specifically, it was bad enough that my mother was a hoarder, to clean her home, to get her home, to pass away in her dining room, right? To get a hospital bed in there.
Yep.
Was a feat.
The dining room wasn't, it was the only room where that was a possibility.
But everything that had to be moved to get her in there.
Yep.
Not just the crap that was in there, but the furniture on the way.
Yep.
Right? Like, that was like that first, oh my gosh, moment.
Yep.
And then when my father moved into a progressive care living facility, and they still had to put in the ramps at his doorways because when he had the walker, right, and then he messed up his leg, he struggled So they, I had to put in the handrails differently, and then the ramps differently, and like it was an experience. And then with the clients I've worked with in end of life care and other loved ones that have passed away, even my aunt, whose husband, my uncle with Alzheimer's that have passed away, even watching her now struggle in her home. It's not a handicap accessible home. Laundry room's downstairs in the basement.
Yep.
She's fallen multiple times on those stairs. Multiple.
Yep.
Now she's wearing the Life Alert necklace.
Which is good.
But I know in my worst days of the Lyme, when it was unmanaged, what they thought was lupus, I remember what it felt like to walk down those stairs to do the laundry. I remember what it felt like to walk up the stairs to go to the girls. We were on the main floor. Mind you, we lived in a handicap accessible home that they had remodeled as such.
Yes.
Because the man, the husband that had lived there before he passed away, was in a wheelchair.
Yep. Now,
so even the stove was at a height because he was a chef.
Yep.
So even the stove was at a height for somebody in a wheelchair. Like they had, I mean, it was a nice kitchen, very nice kitchen.
The ground floor was. Everything else was not.
Everything else was not. But these learning experiences, these things I hear about, not just what I've experienced, but what other people go through, it can be negated. It can be negated. We all think that the thing isn't going to happen, right? Until we have the loved one that's physically unable to get around, to take stairs. How many houses we looked at that have had like 2-foot doors.
Yep.
And you're like,
this is a really cool house. It's really interesting. It's definitely older. It's been fixed up. They've done some interesting things here.
Oh, wait.
This only has 2-foot doors.
We went to one today. So last week when it was a dumpster, this weekend was the pod, not a sponsor.
Nope.
So we took a break from filling the pod to go to another open house. It was a nifty house.
It was. It was a very late 70s house.
I was actually kind of thinking, all right, what concessions could we make?
Well, and even for a late 70s house, that house is unique.
You do realize that they're only offering or asking like $5,000 more for the house with the pool than they are the house we looked at today. You know what the problem was? Please forgive me, anybody that smokes is listening. The problem was that the home did smell of cigarettes or cigars or something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yes.
And it was everywhere.
It had permeated everything. And it was really nice. It was nice.
3 floors.
Fixed up. 3 floors.
3 floors, you could smell it.
And, it had some really unique features.
Yeah.
Things I can honestly say I have never seen before. But it was really cool. A lot of hand-hewn beams, and it's like everywhere. It was really kind of a cool place.
That was of its time. It was something special, I'm sure.
In its time, I guarantee it was something that caught attention. But you look at the way with the layout and how it was put together. It was built to show off, and it was designed by somebody on drugs. Do you ever look at 70s fashion and architecture and design? And there was a lot of drugs all over.
Frank Lloyd Wright? Is that what the name? It kind of had that feel to it with the layers. Like,
sure.
Because it was the way that it had like the staircase that was just, it was odd the way that it.
A lot of his stuff was very form over function.
Yeah, this was,
and this definitely had that kind of bend to it.
Yeah, and since I have my previous employer was an attorney, and she actually lived in, I don't know if it was a Frank Lloyd Wright house or inspired
by, as I recall.
Yeah, but it was that type. That's what it reminded me of.
It was like if you took the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse and turned it into a house.
Did you just date yourself?
Probably a little.
Someone
I mean, that was actually
Someone
before my
might have
time.
to Google that.
But it was there was a central branch of that house with a spiral staircase that went up to all of the between all of the floors, including the office at the very top. So what you climbed into.
Oh, my boss's house.
Yeah, that you could
Yes.
look out and see Lake Michigan.
It was gorgeous.
Oh, it was absolutely beautiful, and at the same time, so massively impractical.
It had an elevator, though.
It did have an elevator.
They were planning for the day that they wouldn't be able to take the stairs.
Well, but they had the elevator first.
Understand?
was-
Like there is some. There was thought.
Well, that office wasn't accessible by the elevator.
That's fair.
You still had to go up the flights of stairs to get. Anyway, but yeah, there was a lot. It was a very functional house. It was a very odd functional house. It was gorgeous. I mean, that place was gorgeous. This place was.
It was different.
There's definitely some. There was some. It was not a bad weird, but it was definitely weird.
I gotta say, when you were standing in it, you kind of forgot that you were on a main road. But see,
Yeah.
we're sharing all this because it's not only just the biggest thing in our life right now, but it's so real. It's such a funny thing to say that moving is such a hassle.
Yeah.
The process
Oh yeah.
of moving, and
Yes.
not because we've done it multiple times. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
I think God, I have the more strength than I did the last time we did this, but the fatigue, the soreness, the just.
Yeah. Well, we're also older than the last time we did this.
I mean, that's fair, but this like the odd sensations in my hands, and I don't know, man. It'll be the last time. 2 adult children being part of the process too is also slightly entertaining.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
They can
handle
pack their own crap.
They can deal with their own stuff. Yeah.
Pack their own crap. Now, unfortunately, our eldest is not able to help with the expenses, but our youngest has offered because she does refuse to get rid of anything.
She has an emotional attachment to a lot of weird stuff.
But I will say the height of the pod does help.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So you can really stack that crap up there.
Yes, you can.
We're going to get more in there than I thought we could.
No, we're going to get a lot in there. Yeah. I think my hoodie collection is going to get vacuum sealed. And
We bought these. I love vacuum bags. Okay. So here. It's the revolutionizing impact this time around. Adult children that can pack their own crap.
Yes.
Okay. And help pay for the storage. Like the pod does cost money. Okay.
Mhm.
But the vacuum bags this time. I don't know what made me think of it. And now you're going to hear, we might need to shut that door.
Yeah, I'm going to go shut the door.
Because our eldest is playing PS5 right next door. But our dog, Dory, keeps coming in and out. So anyway, the vacuum bags are a game changer.
Yeah.
That's a holy bejeez. I don't care what brand you buy. I bought like the Amazon Choice, whatever, this time because we needed a size big enough to get.
Some big stuff in there.
So when I had this last surgery, again, genius moment where I'm like, after the last 2 abdominal surgeries, I decided I should probably get a wedge this time. And I did. Again, game changer in the healing and moving process. But I kept it. I thought, I don't bother getting rid of it just yet. Might be helpful when you're sick or whatever. And sure enough, our eldest did use it when she got sick last month, 2 months ago now. But it comes in pieces, right? So there's like 3 or 4 pieces to the set. I mean, you had to have a bag big enough to put it in. So these are very large bags. Well, then
Yes.
our youngest and I decided we would try to put our clothes in one as well. I don't know how heavy that bag was. Mine was heavier than hers.
It was definitely stout.
But look how little space it took up
Yes.
compared to a tote or a storage bag.
Yeah.
Because we bought storage bags too.
Again, no argument there.
If we could vacuum all of it, probably would. But I'd already bought the bags and we'd already opened them and used them on stuff. But anyway, vacuum bags. vacuum bags are game changers. Now, of course, the vacuum that we are able to use on it seems to be dying, so of course we have to buy a new one. Because that's how that goes.
Unfortunately, yeah, that does seem to be...
That's how that goes.
Yeah, it's not happy. It's that motor. You can see part of a mounting seal is broken off and is partly in the fan, and then when you turn it on, the entire blower motor moves up like 1/8 of an inch, and it's not supposed to do that. So I think the fan is rubbing against the case, and that's why it sounds so bad.
Wonderful. Had that a minute though.
Yeah,
a long minute.
That thing owes us nothing.
Had it in the previous home, so we have had that a minute. That's been the basement vacuum, but it had the fully round hose, so you could put it over that vacuum bag seal. But anyway, just trying to do it different. You know, yes, we took the recommendation of our realtor and we got the pod. Yeah, okay, more than a storage unit's going to be, but by the time you add up what it would have been to get a U-Haul or go back and forth with our trailer or whatever, you know, the 16-foot, the longest pod, works great. I think we're going to be able to stage the house, which was the point. What do we need to remove to stage the house? That was what we need to care about this time.
Yeah, and it has been, it's like we've had time to think and to figure out how we're going to do some of it, and we've got, I will say, you've seen them all over. There's multiple different makes of them, but like the black totes with the yellow lids, it's like if you can buy them from all the same manufacturer in similar sizes, they stack beautifully. So if you're filling a pod, you can literally pack that thing full like a Rubik's Cube.
I mean, you play Tetris doing it anyway, but...
Yeah, but if that is kind of the issue I'm kind of dealing with loading the pod is there's so many different... We've got probably better than 20 different styles of totes, and trying to get them all to stack and play nicely has been a little bit of a trick. I think I'm doing okay.
You're doing all right.
But
a good amount of space left in there.
Yeah, for now.
I feel like we should just try to fill it regardless. So we might go beyond what we originally talked about.
I don't disagree.
Because they charge you to take it back and forth.
Yeah. Well, and the more that we've got in it, the less likely stuff's going to move. Well, there's that, but there's less likely that the things that are, it's packed, things can't move.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's exhausting. It's weekend to weekend. Like next weekend you need to work, so I don't anticipate it being quite as full as this weekend was. I had to get up and they that was no joke. Then when they said their delivery window was 7:15 a.m. to 10:15 a.m.
They freaking meant it.
I got a call at 7 a.m. though they were on their way. So I was awake and I was ready, but it made for a long day, and now today was just a lot. It's a process. We had said all along this was going to be a process for our own needs and the practicality of it. The house that we were really, really interested in did get an offer, so it was kind of crazy. It was out there forever, and then suddenly it was just not available.
Yeah, we cracked the ice on that. So.
Now, apparently we're about 3 weeks out from that goal of being able to be ready. So February 1st was that goal. Financially able to be ready to see what that pre-approval would be, and then paying down the debt right now to get the best amount as possible, and then just have the time. I work, you work. One of our daughters does work, but the other daughter is doing her best to help out, and it's been unfortunate that she hasn't had luck.
No,
finding a job.
She's trying. She's putting herself out there. It just hasn't.
Even at your job,
yes.
That she has not received a call back. So
no, they're not. I've heard of people. It's like a month before they ever hear anything, and it's like, which I think is kind of absurd and definitely rude. But at the same time, What am I going to do about it?
We'll see. I
We
guess
will
we'll
see.
just see.
We will definitely see.
Is that a blessing in disguise? Is that, yeah, I mean, I do believe all things work for good. I know she's upset. She's frustrated. We're frustrated for her, trying to be as supportive as we can. But, yeah, it's one thing at a time. I'm just grateful for things going well. If the worst of anything is I need to buy a new vacuum, I'm fine with that. That's perfectly fine. Just trying to settle into a new year, and I'll tell you, I was pretty upset when I found out the house that we were interested in was not available. Well, and I say that it says pending, right? So it's come on and off the market several times. Well, I say several, 3 total, I think, that I've seen.
That's quite a bit. Usually,
since the fall.
Yeah.
But because it's a short sale, meaning it's bank owned, there's a little bit different process. I don't know why people. I don't know what's falling through. I don't know if people are putting in offers and getting rejected, so then it comes back on the market because people don't want to pay more. I don't know. I don't know.
They put in the offer and then they get it appraised and go, yeah, nope, bank refuses to cover that now. Crap happens.
So I'm not sure. And our realtor didn't get that far either. We really haven't had reason to be in significant contact with her because we're not, readily able. But
we're getting there, but we have we've got our date and we've got our time where we can actually officially start really doing stuff. And we're not there yet.
3 weeks.
We're close, but we're not there yet.
So to hopefully be, ready to list our home and go, because that's the goal. We list our home first and then start looking. So is it the middle of winter? Yes. Did we say we would not move in the middle of winter?
Don't wanna, no.
Yes. But it won't be the middle of winter by the time we would be ready. So theoretically,
this is true.
I feel like we're in a good track, and then we can enjoy a new home this summer and not be moving in the middle of summer. I don't know. I'm just feeling really good about all of it. I had a moment, I'm not gonna lie, and then I called myself out. I remembered what I'd talked about just on our last recording, and that was kind of that moving forward in this year is trust. The word is trust, right? And I do firmly believe. I just felt like it was a sense of just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Okay. Then what does that mean?
Excuse me.
That means it is a lot of work to continue to pack and get it into this little storage unit. And okay, what do we need to reduce down to? What can we live without? We could live without a lot, honestly. Really, genuinely, we could live without a lot. This bookshelf that's right next to me is a little one. Not only did I keep it because I actually utilized some of the resources on it, but because it's a backdrop for when I am on my computer Tuesdays when I work from home. And I see clients. They see my license on the top shelf, and they see the little decorations, and they see the books, right? Because once we took out the 2 big full bookcases that are behind Fix It, there's an echo in this room.
Yes, there is.
So I thought, there isn't much more that's going to come out of this room. And then it occurred to me that when we show our house, we're going to have to clean this up, of course, but people are going to see our microphones, and they're going to see that soundboard.
Yep.
And they're probably going to put it together, I would think. So we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah, but it's not like, let's be honest, we're definitely not famous.
Nah.
Yeah.
But still, kind of funny.
It is.
And of course, they're going to know it by these soundproof squares on the wall as well. But, we need to clean up, once we're done purging out all the things that are going to go. It's a matter of cleaning and setting it up and making it look pretty and all that.
Yeah, good times.
Just one thing both the girls said, it was just weird to walk through somebody's house today. And, it was obviously 2 young kids that lived in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
you remember, they don't remember, but yeah, it's like we had the exact same thing happen to us.
Yeah, they don't remember.
Yep. We were out. We left for the day so they could do the open house
Constantly.
Yep.
Yes, and there was that discussion this time of what do we do? How is this going to look? How's this going to work? Do we actually have to like get an Airbnb and stay somewhere else? I don't know. For a week, I don't know. That's going to cost money too.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's what would be the most feasible, and does our realtor really think it's going to go that quickly, and that we need to, if we were available for like a whole week, to just like let people look around, go in and out, not have to worry about re-cleaning and all that stuff.
You don't know. You just don't know, and
it costs money to move. I know people don't understand that either.
Yeah,
it does cost money. Now, I'm not just talking about the cost to purchase the home, like to purchase the items to leave, whether that be that storage unit, the totes, the boxes,
yeah.
bags. Yeah, it just costs money and time and energy.
So much energy.
Yes, I'm older. Yes, this will be the last time. You're so funny. You're funny when you talk about that this was supposed to be the last one. But I had said when we came, it wouldn't be. Because it's not handicap accessible. It did not have wide enough doors. We don't have 3-foot doors. So it was interesting to critique houses. We've only been to 2 open houses.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was New Year's Eve, and that was, again, a very appealing. And I gotta say, I'm kind of over these overly polished photos.
Oh, yeah.
That do not show the truth.
No, I am. I can honestly tell you, I'm tired of the fisheye lenses, and I'm tired of the AI auto Photoshop that they
obnoxious.
do. It's like, okay, it's like a room that's 8 by 10 looks like it's 15 by 20 in these freaking photos. And then you get in there and you're like, yeah, I can touch both walls by put at the same time. Like, yeah, you know what? I get you're trying to show the place off, but what you're really doing is lying to me. And I don't appreciate that.
Sort of, yeah. Because when we go to this house, the one on New Year's Eve, and even I am 5'7", and even I had to duck to get into the basement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the header was so short. And then when the realtor cracks a joke, which he really wasn't. He wasn't, but he was. When our oldest was with us, and she had said something about like how difficult it would be to get furniture in there. And he's like, oh, you can always go to IKEA, not a sponsor, and just put together everything down in the basement. Ha ha ha. Like, no, that's not
we already
what we're
have.
gonna do.
Like, yeah, no, we have our stuff that we like.
But thank you for pointing out exactly what we were thinking,
Yep.
which was we can't even get our furniture in here, and how's that going to work?
Yep. And then, like you said,
Advertised as a walkout when the deck is over the door.
Yeah, they built the door. It had the old school kind of exterior storm doors with steps going up underneath them. The big steel storm doors, and they built the deck over the top of them.
But they left the door in the basement.
But the door is still in the basement. I mean, it's still there. It's still theoretically there. But because you have an exit, it doesn't make it a walkout basement.
And it's a flip, right?
Yeah.
So even worse, because they went through and did things that were absolutely not necessary. And now they're charging way too much to try to recoup.
They did
much.
things that really...
Including then
really
putting a
didn't
deck
need to be done.
over a door and still calling it a walkout. When it's not, and there's no way that it can be. That's called false advertising.
Not saying that one couldn't be. It's enough of a hill and had nice landscaping and all of that could theoretically be completely dug out and turned into an actual.
Took half your deck away, absolutely.
Well, you could do it under the deck. You just, instead of having the storm door exit, you'd
But it's not
cut
now.
below grade. But no, it's not now. It is Definitely
now.
not a walkout. And then going through it, and we were looking, it's like, okay, like you said, our criteria is we need to be able to create. It doesn't have to currently have, but it has to have the capability of creating a life on the ground floor. So that's, your laundry, kitchen, full bath, master bedroom, all accessible. Oh, excuse me.
He's been drinking pop.
I've been drinking Spreckers, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
I really like their grape soda, and it's just been one of those weekends. Anyway, but that way you could theoretically live your entire life without going to any of the other floors. And which, for a long-term home, you don't know what's going to happen. You blow out your knee, you get knee replacement surgery, hip replacement surgery, and now stairs are completely out of the question. So you might be able to do that 1 or 2 steps into the house, but after that, that ain't happening.
By the way, I just double checked for funsies. Oh no, they did not. They took it out of the verbiage, but they left it in the summary of that it still says walk out. Okay. Anyway, yes, you harm yourself, you injure yourself.
Yeah. Good stuff happens.
You need to think about this.
Yeah, and then on top of that, ideally, handicap accessible home, you have 36-inch entryways, hallways, and whatnot. And this place definitely did not have that. They were, like I said, 2-foot doors. And the way it was built, it wouldn't, sometimes it's just a matter of, okay, you got to open up the doors, reinforce, some stuff, put in a new header, and then boom, you can. Not a big deal. This, just to put in a 3-foot door, would have been a major remodel. Tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah. Just to get a door that's 3 foot wide into the bathroom. Or into the bedroom. Because of the way it was built. It's just like, it's like, okay, it's kind of a cool house. And it'd be a really cool house for us 20 years ago.
Yeah. Fair.
And it's like, and we like the house, we like the layout, we like it, again, I like kind of odd and quirky. I'm good with odd and quirky.
If I knew for sure that oh my gosh, it just went on my head. Fumigation's not the right word.
Yeah, it works. Deodorization. You want to
like a professional deodorization, right? If I knew for sure that would help.
Yeah, fumigate works, yeah, but
I would consider that, and I would ask our realtor to bargain for that, because this poor person's already dropped their price like $25,000, and I know exactly why it's not selling. It's in a good neighborhood, all that stuff, but the vast majority of people are not going to want a smoker's house.
And again, a lot of exposed wood, so that
a lot.
That's which is I'm all for.
It does need some work. It does need some money.
There's a lot of
attention.
There's it has the original vintage late 70s full house stereo. When their switches are in the kitchen, so you can turn on different.
Does that work?
It was labeled with the kids' names.
I didn't look that close, but that's hilarious.
It was handwritten on in pencil over the switches, so they knew which rooms the music got turned on in.
That is hilarious.
Which. Okay, that's adorable. The fact that it still works is
frightening.
Is impressive, but there's nobody.
Our youngest was all about it. She could turn she already had a plan that she could turn that into a full-on apartment.
Oh yeah,
it had the half kitchenette already.
Yeah, the basement was.
And it had the sink. Right, yep. All it needed was a microwave and a fridge, and she's like, "I'm set to go." It had an outdoor entry into that living area. It had the bathroom. She was fine. And I just stared at her. I was like, wow, got that all figured out.
Yep. Well, and that's kind of what you got to do when you're house hunting. It's like, okay, picture my life here. What would I do?
And then she said she could get over the smell. Like, wow.
Which, let's be honest, I could
Maybe.
too. I was like, she's now been exposed to what I've talked about for years. It's like the constant smell of molten and burnt plastic.
I can get over the smell.
You do kind of get used to the stink after a while.
But is it completely off the table? No. But we'll see in 3 more weeks. We'll see what the options are.
Yes.
In 3 more weeks.
If it's not an option anymore, then, it was an interesting and quirky house that like, okay, you know what? As weird as it is, kind of like it. It works, and there's so much wood. I mean, so
when
much
you're
wood.
standing in it, I kind of forgot I was on a main road. It wasn't loud and crazy,
No.
you know, like you might think it would be.
I would imagine Sunday mornings is a little bit nuts.
Considering it's right next to our daughter's church.
Considering it's right
A
next to
couple houses
that
from the corner
church.
that the church is on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And just minutes from my office and minutes from a mall and minutes from restaurants galore and shopping galore.
Yep.
And I mean,
And
it's
again,
not that far off
and
from...
interesting. It's a very interesting, quirky house, but
The other house
that
I
doesn't
showed
mean
you,
it's bad. It's just
It's quirky.
It's quirky.
The other house I showed you with the pool.
Yep.
You were actually sold enough on the house that you didn't care about the pool. I was surprised.
I'm not saying I don't care. It's just, well, it's like, if we get a place with a pool, then we can save the $100 a month on the, because you're looking at
I
getting
am looking at getting a membership.
membership to get access to the pool, because it is good, low impact,
There's
low.
a cardio class specifically that my physical therapist said that would be good for my abdomen.
In all honesty, swimming is probably the best cardio exercise out there.
Just like low impact and specifically good in the pool.
But I was just like, it's going to cost more than $100 a month to maintain the pool.
Probably. I've never owned one, so
I've known enough people that have had pools, and they're great. And it's one of those, I don't give a crap about swimming.
not really.
Never have. But at the same time, my daughter was, they really seemed to enjoy it when they had access to one.
They loved
I'm
it.
like, yeah, you know what? Sure.
Actually, our youngest, when she would go to her former friend's home, I mean, that was one of the perks in the summer.
Yep. Which, maybe I am very, I'm kind of indifferent when it comes to pools, because I don't care. I don't swim. I'm not a big. I've never really
interested in the exercises she's talking about.
And you know what? I'm not saying there isn't a benefit. I'm just it isn't a selling point for me. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not a selling point for you.
And yes, our kids are older, right? Like when they were younger, they would have loved that. I remember, even now, a friend that we had at our previous church, and then her son then helps run a youth group, and then he did a whole New Year's Day thing, and our daughter went, our oldest went. Yeah, they have an indoor pool at their home.
They have a whole flippin' wing in their house with the pool. They bought it and then fixed it.
And they put the money and time into it.
So much money and time into it.
Of course, I would love to have a climate-controlled pool. That would be amazing. But
I mean,
that is not.
We can look into heated. We can look into heated. It's like we can add a heater circuit.
How would that look in the winter, though? How does that work?
You never let the pumps shut off. You run the pumps and the heater all the time to keep the water above freezing.
How would that work? What, like a giant hot tub?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say 105, but,
Okay, hold on a second. We live in Michigan.
Yes.
Okay? Like, I just saw on the news before we walked in here, like the total snowfall for this year is, depending on exactly where you live in West Michigan, has been 20 to 30. What the heck did she say? No, 30 to 50? I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. A lot of snow.
Sure.
A lot of snow that's come and gone.
Yeah.
Is way more up north.
Yeah.
But, like 30 to 50 inches or something like that has come and gone.
Yep.
Here.
Yep.
So, hold on. How would you have a pool, like a normal sized pool, no shelter over it?
Yep.
No cover.
You
would you have to cover it in the winter?
You'd probably, yeah. Well, yes.
That's so confusing. That is so confusing.
Well, if it's above freezing, any snow that fell on it would just melt and add to the volume of the pool.
That is wild to me, and I can't say I've ever seen that.
What, heated pool?
An outdoor heated pool.
Yeah.
Indoor, yes. Seen plenty of those.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse
No,
me, like
have.
I said, I know somebody that
Have.
owns one.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that have passive heaters where they use solar panels.
You want to talk about money? Yeah, that would cost to run that.
Yeah, that would cost a lot to run that.
Seriously. Would you use it in the middle of winter?
Would I?
Come
I
on.
wouldn't use it in the middle of summer. But I'm saying there are possibilities. I'm not saying it's a do it. It's a there's
could
like
learn
if you
some
can come up with a
exercises.
weird idea, there's a way to pull it off.
I'd learn some exercises.
Oh,
Well, if you own one, why not?
yeah. Well,
Use
and
it.
you could always get one of the outdoor wood burners, and just feed the pool through the heat exchanger.
What?
Yeah, this would be very easy to
on.
do. It'd be very
Listen
easy
to
to do.
you. You want to talk about more work?
Well, if you want to go down there and stoke the freaking fire every day,
Oh.
just got to load it up once a day. We burn it really low and slow because we're just trying to keep it from freezing. It's
grief.
doable. I'm not saying do it. I'm just
So-
saying you can pull off any weird dumb idea that you can come up with. There's a way to pull it off. Is it going to be cost effective? No. Is it going to be smart? Also no.
But doesn't it cost a lot of money to like fill the pool in?
Yes.
So at the same time, I my brain's just like, I just use it
Hi, Dory.
because it really is healthy,
Mm.
and we were already talking about it.
Mhm.
I would get the membership with you and I, and then so for 1 hour a week, is it worth that? If I owned my own, no, I would learn how to do it. That's what.
Well, you take the class.
That's
and-
what the internet be for.
Yeah. Well, no, you take the class for a couple of months
Ah!
and you learn the ins and outs, and then you just come home and do it yourself.
Maybe.
Well, the place I started working at, the way that we built all of our assembly tools in house, and when we had to do something we'd never done before, they would call around and they'd find a company that specialized in building that kind of a piece of equipment. And we'd send them the design and the specs and all of that. And they'd send the piece of equipment. And when it showed up, we would study it. And then we would build our own based off of what we learned from that. So it's like you go and you spend the money and you learn how to do it properly.
Sure.
And then you just copy it for yourself and make your own version.
I'm with you on it, and it's still a possibility because it's still going to be a minute before we actually move.
Mm-hmm.
But what interested me in it is your openness. I think we both brought ourselves to a different place of considering what we would like. And if we're going to do this, you want to do it right. Is it quirky? Is it the one with the pool? We have both resigned ourselves to the reality that yes, there's the difference between being able to afford the big, better, more,
Yeah.
versus doing it, and is that right at this stage in our lives?
Well, and the thing is, we know we don't need bigger.
No, that's not the stage
The thing is,
we're in.
we don't need bigger. We
Even
definitely
this house with that pool, technically that's a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath house. Do we technically need that?
no.
No, we don't.
3.5 bath would be nice.
Yeah, that's fair. Are there these times that we want to be more inviting? That we know we're going to have family and our family will grow later, right? Yes. Our daughter has the gaming things now.
The dog is doing weird stuff. She's nesting.
So I have these bags of the papers that I'm going to take to have shredded out. I took them out of the closet, and the dog is trying to nest in them because she's super traumatized because there's just been too much going on this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
We've made a bunch of stuff in her life disappear. And
Oh
she
my
doesn't know what
gosh,
to
you
do with
should have
it.
seen her when we were taking the wall art down and the bookshelves. She was just losing her little mind.
Yep.
Anyway, our daughter wants to do her gaming parties now. And eventually they...
Which we do. It's just our dining room area is really built for a family of 4 and not a gaming group of 8.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
It's doable, but it's really close quarters. And like, yeah, okay, you know what? It's like, yeah, you got, well, the one place with the pool, the downstairs is listed as
Recreation.
3 rec rooms. And it's
Yeah, that's no joke.
3 rec rooms and a 3/4 bath.
One of them looks like they were trying to have a kitchen.
Yeah. Which,
It's cupboards and a counter
Yep.
against the one wall.
mm-hmm. And I guess there was also accommodation for a washer and dryer in the basement, which is okay, cool. It's probably where it originally was, but yeah, it's like, yeah, that would dedicated game space for
I'm fine with that.
our oldest friend group.
Go
It's
ahead.
like,
Share what you showed me. Share me the kind of room you want to have. I don't even know what you call that.
well, whoever this was used, it's like spackle, and and they used a trowel, and they splattered it on the wall in a rectangle, and then made high and low spots, and then rolled over it with a paint roller to bumpy it up, and effectively made faux rock. And they laid it all out so it looked like it was, and when they were done, painted it up gray and then highlighted it and whatnot and turned it into a castle wall, which I thought was like, that's really kind of cool. I like the vibe. You get some wood open.
But the end result was like some Christmas themed, like,
Yeah, it was like
room.
it was kind of a Christmas theme, Christmassy. Well, I think they finished it at Christmas, and it happened to look really cool, so that's what the picture they went with. But it was kind of like a medieval kind of castle, something you'd see in like The Princess Bride.
So I was looking at,
And I was like, that's kind of cool.
wallpaper.
That would be neat. Not a whole lot of work. I mean, there's definitely some effort into that, but most things worth doing are got some effort involved.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that would be accurate. I know. She hopped up on my legs.
Yep.
Because my legs were propped on the chair next to me, and she just she could not do it.
Yep.
She was losing her little mind.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you want these things, and I want them for you, and they're not happening here. So there's just some reality to making it fun, and that we can make it fun, and why not? And now our youngest just wants to, be with us forever. So apparently we have to have space for her to be able to be with us forever. Now that house does not have a walkout basement. I know, and so that's understandable, but it does have a basement, a good sized basement.
Mm-hmm.
So finished.
The pool one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
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 It did not. It just had some, area under the deck that had like chairs and storage. But
If it's opened up enough, it might be a possibility.
maybe.
It might not have been built that way, but it might be a possibility.
And I'm open to that, and I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
My needs and wants have changed so much over the years, so much. I had the director of the place where I volunteer. He had moved this summer, and he had shared with me. They also did like a version of the pod locally for where they're at.
Sure.
And he's like, we went out without for all these things for like 4 months, and he's like, the only thing that we needed, I bet you can't guess. That this thing that they had in storage, and he's like, somehow we packed the dog poop bags. Like everything else we lived without, we still could live without.
Yep.
And same stage-ish, right? The daughter's in college, and they come and visit, and ours live with us, but that same concept, like of course they have the mother-in-law suite because that was their intention. Large house that can still accommodate, their daughters and family, and that would come and stay and all that stuff. But so if that's what we have, that's what we have. I'm not saying I want to be on the main floor off the bat, but that reality that things happen.
Well, that was the thing, and that
things happen.
It has to have the
no
possibility.
bi-level, no tri-level.
No, it's too many stairs. It's like you have one issue, and and it doesn't take much. It's one slip and fall in the driveway. You twist your knee, and you're not taking steps for 6 weeks.
Yeah, basically.
And
that reminds me, our driveway is very icy.
Yeah, we need to salt that. And it just popped into my head. It's like, I've got all the Christmas stuff up in the attic that can go in the pod.
Yeah. Now, I don't remember this show. I don't remember if it's Love is Blind. Forgive me that I don't remember. I just remember watching so many of them. Now I gotta look it up just to be accurate. Where they're in the pods.
Oh, when they're in their little rooms and all they can do is hear each other's voices?
Yes, and they constantly refer.
Yeah, I think that's Love is Blind.
And then they did the whole, like, I just want to go back to what it's like in the pods. That's what our youngest has walked around saying for the last few days. So that's, like, stuck in my head. And I have seen those episodes where they'll say that. Like, I just want to go back to what it was like in the pods. So that's what goes through my head when you say the words.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you could. Because why not? So there's basically the majority of what's left is your room, our youngest's bedroom, and then whatever else you want to shove in there. Yeah. I mean, I got a couple things still, but
I mean, I've got
plenty of room.
And for me, it's like I got a TV set up with the modern video games, and then I have another little entertainment center set up with the antiquated video games.
So many.
And all of that can go in. It's
So
like I can
many.
store all of that. That's
so
fine.
many. Think about what you can live without, and then it kind of makes you think, like, do I really need this thing?
Well, and it's like all of that stuff, I know I don't need it.
Just like the video game players in the basement. Like, our oldest was she wasn't brave enough to, like, unhook it and know what she was doing yesterday. But she flat out said, like, nobody's ever going to use any of this. Because the boys, the friends that would normally come over, like, life is different, and they're not coming over as often. And, like, the chances of them coming in the next couple months are slim.
Yep.
So
yeah, we can pack it. It's fine. It's
all that stuff,
Yeah, and it's like the vintage systems. I don't play them very often. Every now and again, I feel nostalgic and I fire them up, and I enjoy it. And do I need it? No. Is it one of those? Can I live without it for extended periods of time? Oh yeah,
sure.
Not a problem. Not even a little bit. I keep them around because they are linked to a period in my life that I look back on with fondness. And this is part of the I know it's part of the ADHD brain. Object permanence is a thing. I keep things around not because they really matter all that much in and of themselves. It's when I see them, it reminds me that certain things existed.
That's fair.
People and places. It's like and this is one of those. It's like I have my grandpa's hat, that bright orange Winchester insulated hat that my grandpa used to wear all the time. As far as we know, he never owned a firearm and he never hunted in his life. But for some reason, he had that Winchester blaze orange vinyl cap. And I honestly, it bothers me that I don't think about, like, my grandparents more. But when I see that hat for a moment, I think about it. Yeah, I remember.
Sure.
There are moments in my life, it's like, yeah, I know, like, I have a couple of Nintendo games, original NES games, where me and my buddy, we'd rent a game on a Friday, and we would basically stay up all weekend just tag teaming it until we beat it. Or tried to beat it. It's like, I have those games, so I fire them up when I want to think about those old times.
Sure.
But at the same time, I know I can put them in a box and put them away, and I'm going to be just fine. If they disappeared if they were just gone, it would bother me more because I know that I would be thinking about those times way less because I don't have that thing to spur the memory. And that would bother me more than the thing itself. The things are things. Like, most things are
things for things.
They're just stuff. It's not the stuff. It's the stuff it's the feelings and thoughts and memories that the stuff
invokes.
Yeah. Good word. I was looking for a good word. That's a good word.
Thanks. Sometimes I have words.
Yes. Ditto.
I had a moment when we dismantled the Smith rack today.
Mm-hmm.
That was all very overwhelming for maybe 5 minutes. And then I thought, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I haven't gone long periods before.
Yep.
Typically out of recovery.
Mm-hmm. I still gotta get those boards up.
But,
Sorry,
yeah, you do. But just a discussion about the fact that you had help putting it together and somebody that knew what they were doing, and then what are we going to do to put it back together, and how is that going to work, and that stuff that goes through your mind, and you're just like
I said, it's like when we took it apart, it's like, okay, what do you need me to do? Don't let this fall over. I got everything else. I just need this to not fall over.
and not using it.
Mm-hmm.
I like using it. It's kind of a staple. It was the thing you wouldn't let me sell.
No.
When I wanted to a long time ago.
Nope.
So now it's gone. And it's weird.
Yeah, it's in the driveway.
It's in the little building.
Yeah, it's in the little building.
And it's heavy. And we still got to move those plates.
Oh,
gosh. And we both wanted to cry a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, God, isn't there a faster, easier way? No.
No.
One plate at a time. They're going to go up those stairs.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, I could probably lift, I could lift 2 at a time. But
well, it's not so much the weight. It's like they're big enough to where like there's no good way to carry them.
It's the process.
Yeah.
They could go in the trunk. They could go in the chest that my father never finished.
No. I don't. I doubt that very highly.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's 300 pounds of free
Just a
weights.
Suggestion. No, we'll use the step that I'm never going to use again for whatever that exercise was I used to do.
Deadlifts.
I didn't want to say it, but thanks.
It was deadlifts. Well, because the Smith rack has a limited stroke.
It was a modified deadlift.
Yeah, it was a modified deadlift because the Smith rack, the bar only goes down so far.
So you took off the guards.
So I made
lower.
it. Yeah, I made it so it could go a little bit lower. Mm-hmm. There's a safety guard, so it limits the lowest possible stroke. So that if you're bench pressing, you can bench press alone, and you put the stops where you're not going to get crushed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if you take those off, you get an extra 4 inches of stroke. And then that still wasn't enough, so we built a platform, or I should say, I built a platform that allowed you to get to a point where the bar was at shin height,
and that
where
is
it's
a
supposed to be.
hefty platform.
Oh yeah, well it had to be strong enough to handle a full-grown adult woman and all of the weight that she could possibly lift.
Reminds me.
So I built it stout. It's not breaking.
That reminds me. Did we ever get that last piece of pallet from the outside of the house? On the side of the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I did. It made it into the 6-yard dumpster.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I broke up a lot of plywood and threw it over there. So.
Just one of those.
Mm-hmm. No, you're good.
Too bad if you're wrong things. Anyway, it's a process, and going through it isn't necessarily fun.
No.
Well, when I say the last time, I mean the last time.
Well,
I mean, it's not happening unless I die.
It's going to take a freaking court order, okay?
Or I have to go into a home. That's the intention.
Mm-hmm.
Really for serious.
Yes. That is the
actual
idea.
main floor laundry this time. Like really for real. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those, we can do that. Like I said before, we can do that here. I know.
We always said we could do that here. It just didn't happen.
It hasn't happened because we haven't had the need.
It wasn't about need. I wanted it. It wasn't about need. It wasn't about waiting until I needed it. It was, I wanted it from the beginning. And we talked about it when we looked at this house. And I mean it this time. It's not going to be a later thing. It will be part of it, or it will be right away. There will not be a wait till I need it. Mm-hmm. The wait till you need it might be a bedroom.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm perfectly happy napping on the couch if I gotta. I'm good with that. Just
Did
like
I
the
ever
dog.
think that I would have to make room in my mother's home for a hospital bed so she could come home and die? No.
No.
No. Did my aunt and uncle, when they built their dream home, did they plan for anything to be handicapped? No, they did not.
Unfortunately, no.
No, they did not. There's a lot of things people don't think about. Just getting a stretcher in and out of your house.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to get a walker in and out. Your cousin, that was an example with her in-laws that came at Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Watching them get in and out of that house was scary. Let alone up and down that hill driveway, which they have a very nice house with a cute view of a lake, and God bless them. But that's a terrible driveway.
Yes. Yep. No argument.
Terrible. And they say that's their last home. No, I mean it. I really mean it.
Mm-hmm.
There's the concessions, and then there's the nope, not a concession.
There's stuff that it's like, it's like, again, it's quirky and weird. Can I live with that? Is it a hindrance, or is it just a little odd? And
see, when you said you could get sick of certain things, I guess I didn't quite understand. Like the smell would drive me nuts.
The thing is with smell, after a little while, your brain shuts it off. You stop noticing because it doesn't matter.
But from what I saw, could I say I could live with it? Yes. Could I say that it still probably needs $50,000 worth of work? Yeah. Nowadays, yes. And that even just material. That's not like paying somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, you got to, what would it take to put that full bathroom on the main floor?
Yep.
What would it take to, clean up that area in the downstairs, that kitchenette area that looked like it had some water damage?
Yep.
What would it take to make it look a little bit better in that downstairs?
Sure.
Because it had like old panel, probably original 70s panel.
Oh,
honestly,
yeah, yes.
on that wall,
Very
on the
much.
walls, and
Yes.
the old windows downstairs, which would need to be replaced. Oh, and the slider doesn't work either. Coming out of the dining room onto the screened-in porch.
Yeah, the way to get to the screened-in porch.
Okay. It needs some things.
Sure, but again, it's a '70s house. That's things
Even
almost
the flat
as old
roof,
as I am.
Even the flat roof didn't bother me.
Well, and it wasn't
We don't get that much. I mean, when we do, we lose it.
It wasn't like flat. It was one of those weird houses where it's
Very
like
weird.
it's a hip roof with shingles going down
It's very weird.
down half the size of the house. It's like it was odd. It was a thing in the '70s. I've seen a few of them. They're odd, but at the same time, don't got to worry about don't got to worry about siding because that's shingles. Okay, the roofer will deal with that. It was it was quirky, but was it a bad kind of quirky? And no, it's not a bad kind of quirky. There's going to be and it doesn't matter where you go. Brand new houses, you have a house built, you're going to be dealing with crap that pops up for the next couple of years.
Oh, for sure.
Guaranteed. I've never seen somebody that built a house that didn't find things that weren't quite the way they wanted them to be, or didn't work out the way that they'd hoped. It's like a used car. It's like somebody got rid of that car because it was a pain in the butt for them. They were tired of dealing with it, and you get it. It's like, hey, this is the best car I've ever had. It's like both things are true.
Yeah. It's
but your
there's a lot
issues.
that it's going to be in prayer. We have no idea what we're going to be able to pull off exactly, even in February, if we got to wait another month. As we explained, it's because I haven't been self-employed for 2 full years, and the government has strict regulations, and I understand that, but I'm not waiting until this fall to move. We both agree that ain't happening. So it's playing the game, and we're doing that, and it's okay. It's okay. Trust, right? Trust. That's what we're leaning into, and the right thing will come along.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I am disappointed. That house, yeah, it would be nice to be on a little private lake, and I mean, yes, I said it wasn't lake. You said pond because it doesn't have a name, and you're probably right. But regardless,
Mm-hmm.
private water you could have kayaked on,
Yep.
and a beautiful view, and a cul-de-sac, and all these things that you said you've always wanted,
Mhm.
right? Same to me. I
We
mean, it
gotta
looked
live
like
in
a
town.
very
That's
nice
not a bad way
house,
to do it. Yeah.
except the spiral staircase.
Mhm.
That was the thing. Like, oh, what would it cost to replace that?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
So is God trying to spare us? Maybe.
Honestly, I still think it may have been cheaper to put in an elevator than it would to swap out the spiral staircase.
Maybe.
To be honest,
But
and that's not cheap.
regardless, even if we were spared, that's okay.
Mhm.
Open and listening for that discernment moving forward.
Mhm.
But we got a few weeks of time and all the things we need to do around here. Thanks for letting us spout out about it. We're just kind of exhausted. And I said, hey, we need to record. What are we going to talk about? Well, let's talk about this.
Yep. Well, and there's people out there that are also going through or thinking about making major life changes. And it's like, sometimes it's just a matter of, what is it that defining what is it that you really need?
That's true.
And that's kind of where we're at. It's like that one house, like one of the criteria is we need handicap accessible on the ground floor.
It's just got,
there's certain things that are going to have to be non-negotiable. And then there's other things. It's like, okay, this is a preference. And then there's other things. It's like, this is a definite no-go. And you have to define those. And when you define those, it's like, yeah, you know what? This is 90% great. Except for this no-go exists. And that no-go is like, is it really a no-go? It has this, so are we not going to... Yep, I'm sorry. It's like it would be great if it wasn't for that. And because of that, we're not getting this one next. It's like sometimes you got to define that stuff and really define it. And a lot of things like that. It's like, this job is great, but every now and again I got to kill kittens. Like, yeah, you know what? I don't want that job. I don't like, it's, you got to define your definitives. You've got to figure out what your preferences are, what your needs are, what your wants are, and what your no chance is this going to, this is an automatic no. And once you actually figure that out, the rest of it gets a lot easier. Then it's just actually doing the legwork.
Yeah. And it's its own process.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. And I guarantee there's other people going out there right now that are going through trying to figure something out in their life. And they're having a really hard time because they haven't defined stuff yet.
And even when we're ordering with each other, we're on the same page. For the most part.
Mostly.
For the most part.
Like, I know me. I know personally, it's like there's certain things I would love that's just not going to happen. Like,
I would love privacy and trees and acreage.
Yep.
And I know you want your third stall or the possibility of it, but we've talked about that. That's not impossible.
Nope. Even like one of those little mini stalls off to the side that's just more like workshop stall.
Yeah.
Rather, it's like, yeah, I could work with that.
So
what would be really awesome is a 2-car garage that's actually built for modern cars.
That's also fair.
That would be nice.
And they call those 2.5s. Those make me chuckle. But, because they're not. But
It's not. It's 2 SUVs next.
We both know, again, for the amount of money and time.
Mm-hmm.
You want to wait longer? We get cleared for more, no problem. More time paying stuff down. You're going to get cleared for more. Do you want the higher mortgage? Is that really what you want?
No, I don't.
And that's the discussion.
Yep.
That's the choice.
Well, again, and that's
the choice.
Like when you're trying to figure it out, you really, you got to define your terms. Like a lot of stuff, you've got to define literally, specifically, all the way down to the base level, what exactly is you're going for. And when you're talking a house, it's like, yeah, how many bedrooms do we have to have? What is a bare minimum that we have to have? Bathrooms, laundry. It's like, and for us, it was handicap accessible. It's like life on one floor.
Are we going to house the one friend so that he can get out of his little town and his crap job?
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
and do better for himself.
It's like, well, and that's leave the possibility open. Is that and if that was a gotta have kind of thing, that would be part of the discussion that we'd have. It's not, but But yeah, you got to define your terms. You got to define what you need. You got to, and it's like if you don't know what the target is, you're never going to hit it.
Basically.
So define, narrow down on it. What is exactly the target in its greatest detail, and make sure that the things that you're defining actually matter.
Matter for you and your family.
Well, for your situation, as the case may be, because everybody's going to be different. Everybody has their own requirements and likes and dislikes. Like that quirky house we looked at today might not a lot of people would see that and go, "Oh, I don't think so." Like, yeah, nope, I'm good with quirky. I'm good with a little off the wall and weird.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
It's just there's other stuff that's like, that goes beyond weird. Well, anyway, we've been on for a little while, and so we should probably. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long weekend. We should probably let these fine listeners go.
Absolutely, I'm fine with that. Thank you for listening to us ramble. We're okay. We're alive. We're doing it.
We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
We're just
mostly
tired and busy.
Yes.
But we're doing it.
So, anyway, with all that being said, I'm Fix It.
I'm Feel It.
We hope you join us in the future.
Until next week.
Y'all have a great one.